Explosions were heard in the Iranian capital, Tehran, as well as in Isfahan, Qom, Karaj, and Kermanshah. Israel announced that it was launching a preemptive attack on Iran, and some 20 minutes later, the U.S. announced that it was also involved in that attack. Iranian media reporting that the attacks are happening nationwide as Israel launched these airstrikes, but now Tehran saying also that it's preparing for retaliation and that the response will be crushing. We have extensive coverage, as I said. Diplomatic editor James Bays is here with us on set. Ali Hashim, who's covered Iran extensively, is also with us. We have our chief U.S. correspondent in Washington, D.C., Alan Fisher, as well as Zina Khodr in Beirut. And various guests will be analyzing and reacting to the news as we get the latest developments. Let's bring in Alan Fisher in Washington for now. Alan, tell us what's the latest from Washington, D.C. The U.S. Confirming that it is also involved in this attack on Iran. What's the extent of its involvement?
Well, I've been texting with someone who surprisingly is awake at 2 in the morning because they also heard of the attacks on Tehran. They seem to suggest that they believe that the United States' involvement in this is towards decapitating the head of the Iranian regime. They say that from what they can understand, the attacks were concentrated in areas where the supreme leader may well be living. And so the intention was to try and take out the head of the regime and then see what would happen afterwards. Now, many countries have warned the United States about an extended effort to try and force regime change in Iran. They wanted to know what was the plan for the day after and the day after that and the day after that, simply because you couldn't guarantee that if you removed the supreme leader, that necessarily what would happen with that a pro-Western, pro-United States government form in his absence. And so there could be a great deal of bloodshed in the aftermath, and they were concerned that that would leak over borders, that that would cause instability across the region, and they would be dragged into a regional war of some description. Now, as I say, that's just someone who is an analyst who understands these things far better than I do, but they suggest that this was a move at decapitation, but it would certainly fit in with some of the ideas that have been floated recently, not least by Lindsey Graham, who was travelling with Donald Trump on Friday, who has said often that